So this is what we're looking at. This 3.1 angle pairs here. So that should be this assignment here. All right, pretty straightforward what we're doing today. Let me get my stylus and then go over some examples. Okay, so angle pairs. These different angle pairs that you have, vertical angles. Vertical angles only occur when you have lines that cross in an X like this. So whenever you have vertical angles, if this is, let's say this is 100 degrees, this is also going to be 100 degrees. So if this is whatever this angle is, this angle will also be the same thing because these are vertical angles. They'll match, they're across from each other, they're congruent. If you look at my screen here that has my face on it, so you have a line, right? And another line. Okay, look at the angle at the top. As I make that angle more narrow, the one on the bottom becomes more narrow. Same thing with the left and the right. If you look at the angle on the, this is your left. The angle on the left, or is that, that's my, I don't know. I don't know if my camera slipped, whatever. This angle and this angle, if I make this angle bigger, the other angle also gets bigger. They match up, straight lines, vertical angles. That's how that works. Complementary angles equal 90 degrees. So an example of that, you have an angle like this with this in it, but it gets split into two angles. So these two slices add up to 90. If you have, for example, if you have the measure of angle 1 is 40 degrees, the measure of angle 2, if they're complementary, is going to be 50 degrees because they just have to add up to 90. When you're looking at supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees, so it'll look like a flat line. So this angle and this angle, they'll add up to 180. Yeah, so if you have angle 3 is 179, then angle 4 would have to be 1 for them to add up to 180. Adjacent means they're next to each other. So let's say you have this here. You have this green one. Oh, that's blue. Okay, so that blue one, the red ones are adjacent to it. They have to be next to it. The green ones are not adjacent. So adjacent to blue. It just means they're touching. And then the last one on here, a linear pair is supplementary and adjacent. So sounds kind of redundant, right? But if you have angles that are separate, so like say you have this one is 90 and then this one is also 90. These would be supplementary. Excuse my handwriting. And non-adjacent. But a linear pair is like this, it's supplementary and adjacent. A lot of information, right? So look, here's how this works. Pay attention because I'm just going to say things and you need to be listening. Angle pair diagram. These are touching each other. This is adjacent. Find the angle pair here. Look, that's 90. These two have to add up to 90. So this one would be complementary because they add up to 90. If they're vertical angles are the same. So if this one is 16, this one is going to also be 16. Here's more vertical angles. They're going to be the same. Yeah, it's not that hard. I don't know. If it's a supplement, they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, this one, number 13 here. I'm going to work out an example of this so that you have an example of this. This is the one that I've been asked most about today in person. So I'm going to change it though, so that I don't give you this answer for free. Let's say it's 5 times. Two angles form a linear pair. So if two angles form a linear pair, that means A plus B equals 180. The measure of the first, oh, you know what? I used the wrong letters. Shoot. I'm going to start this over. Okay, so instead of 1/4, I'm going to put 5 times. And here's the rule. It's going to be angle J plus angle K equals 180. J is 5 times the measure of K. So here, let's look at this. So J is equal to K. Is this true? No, it's not true. J is 5 times the measure of K. So which one is bigger? J is 5 times the size of K. So let's say you're buying jelly and you're buying jam and Kit Kats. So jam costs 5 times the amount that Kit Kats cost. So the jam is way more expensive than the Kit Kats. So in order to make the jam, so I'm back over this equation over here. In order to make the jam equal to the Kit Kats, you have to multiply the Kit Kats by 5. So here's your equation. So J equals 5K. Okay, so J, let's come back to this red equation here. J plus K equals 180. Oh, these numbers are going to work out nicely. But what is J? Huh, I don't know. Oh, wait, J is 5K. So J is 5K. So instead of J, I'm putting 5K because J is 5K. Let's solve this. You have 5Ks here and 1K here. That's going to be 6K. 6K equals 180. Divide by 6, K equals 30. So that's the K. It wants the angle J here. So we know that J equals 5 times K. So that means J equals 5 times 30, and J equals 150. Ta-da! So that's an example of this one. This is the one that I've been asked most about today and also yesterday. Yeah, so that is your assignment today. I'll leave it on the screen. I'm going to stop the recording.